everybody, Jimmy is Promo here, and in this video we're going to talk about 7 hidden features inside of the Samsung Galaxy S7. So right over here I have it screen mirrored to where I'd be able to show you guys everything that I'm showing off here on the Samsung Galaxy S7. And just so you guys know, this is not limited to only 7 hidden features. There's a lot more stuff that I can show you, but 7 sounded good with the number 7. So let's go on to it. The first one will be scroll capture. So scroll capture was first introduced on the Samsung Galaxy Note 5. And so this is when you take a screenshot and then you're actually able to capture more, capture more, capture more. So this is perfect for if you guys are doing, long directions of cooking, maybe directions from here to another city across the country, or maybe it's just simply a text message that you need a long thread. So instead of taking 15 or 20 different screenshots just to show one person an entire thread, this is how you can do it in one image. So what you do is just take a screenshot of the screen, and then on the very bottom left side it says capture more. And once you click on capture more, you actually just keep on touching it, and you'll see on the very top right hand side that image is getting longer and longer and longer. So this right here looks as if it's probably close to about maybe, I don't know, I think we're up to maybe 10 different screenshots into one already. So all you do is you can hit on the home button and it's already saved. So let's go inside the gallery and check it out. It's inside of where the screenshots images are at. So this is the long screenshot that we just took, and instead of you guys sending a ton of screenshots to your friend, you can say, hey, look at this. Look at this long email, or look at this long text message, or here is the directions of making the best chili or soup or whatever the heck you guys are making. This next one is referred to as auto restart. And what you do is you pull down the notifications panel and then you click on the settings icon. Once you do that, you scroll all the way down to the very bottom where you see the backup and reset. Once you choose on that, you'll actually scroll down a little bit more, and then you see this option that is referred to as auto restart. Now, auto restart is good for something, computers and cell phones and everything else. Basically, it's as if you're basically taking out the battery and then putting the battery back in, or you're just turning off the phone, turning it back on, and sometimes you forget to do it, and it's good to do at least once a week. And so this right here talks about how you'd be able to do this. So this is when the screen is off, the device is not in use, the battery power is more than 30%, and then the SIM card lock is off, which all of that stuff is usually, checkboxed if you're able to do this at 3 o'clock in the morning, because you're probably not going to be around your cell phone. And you can have it done maybe every single week on a Monday for 3 o'clock. Now, I do want to let you guys know, if you guys have always on feature, so if you have the always on display turned on, this will not work because technically the screen is on. So if you guys would like to do a little restart and you want to do it weekly, then all you have to do is hold on the power and the volume down button for 7 seconds, and that is a battery pull replication. So this way you don't have to turn off the always on display for this auto restart to work. Now, if you're somebody who does not use the always on display because you never have to look at your phone over 100, 150 times a day, then probably your always on display is off, which means that this auto restart right over here is able to work. Hidden feature number 3 is going to be with the single tap mode. Now, there is other Samsung Galaxy devices that does have this, but again, this is one that is hidden within the Samsung Galaxy S7 if you didn't know it was there. So what you do is you pull down the notifications panel, click on the settings icon, and what you'll do is you'll scroll down to where you see the accessibility option. Inside of accessibility, this is where you have the single tap mode. So what will happen is if your alarm is to go off, or if you have a calendar event, if somebody is calling you or whatever the case, instead of you swiping over to either dismiss or answer or reject a phone call, you just tap it. And that is the single tap mode that you can turn on to make things a little bit easier. Hidden feature number 4 will be within inside of the camera, and this is shooting methods. So if you guys remember any of the Samsung marketing back in the day, or all these really cool shooting features where you're able to actually say capture, cheese, or anything like that to take a picture, you go inside of the camera and then you click on the settings icon, which will be on the very top left hand side, and this is where you have the shooting methods. So right now, since my camera was on the rear camera, you click on shooting methods rear, and this is where you have the voice control for shooting any of your pictures. So you can say record video. So if you say record video, it's going to restart recording a video. You can say smile, cheese, capture, or you can say shoot to take your image. So if you are far away and you're not able to hit on a little shutter button or not able to hit on the volume keys, that is how you'd be able to take your picture. Now, if you want to do it for the front facing, so if you're doing selfies and your hand is way out in front of you and you're not able to hit on the button, or you don't want to, you want to look extremely cool as possible, then all you got to do is just turn the camera around to the front facing. Whoa! Woo, boy, that is a bad angle. Okay, so now this is where you got these shooting methods, and this is for front. So you got the voice control. So you say smile, cheese, capture, shoot to take your image, and then you also have the tap to take pictures. If you like or dislike that option, just toggle it on or off. It's all up to you. So if you are used to tapping on the screen for it to focus on something and it takes a picture, you don't like it, this is how you turn it off. And then you also got your gesture control, and you can also use the heart rate sensor on the back of the camera to take your image. So those are the different shooting methods for the front and the rear camera on the Galaxy S7. Hidden feature number 5 will actually be something referred to as pin windows. Now, pin windows is perfect for if you guys have any games you play or something you do, or a screen you go into and you actually hit the recent app button or the back button, or maybe there is a child that is playing with a cell phone and their little hands are a little smaller and they keep on hitting on the back button or a recent app button and they get a little annoyed. This is a way you'd be able to keep them in one app, and also it takes away the ability of hitting the back button and the recent apps. So you pull down the notifications panel, you'll click on the settings icon, and then you'll scroll down to where it says the lock screen and security. There you go all the way to the very bottom, and you go to the other security settings. And again, scroll all the way down. This is where it says pin windows. Now, I do have to say that you need to have the little game launcher off. So if you have the game launcher that's on the Samsung Galaxy S7, where you have the game tools, which it basically, also stops you from hitting the recent apps and the back button, then this is going to kind of conflict and not really work so well together. So this is where you want to have the pin windows and turn it on. So what's going to happen is, let's say you have somebody really young and they can't read, because the only way to get out of pin windows is by hitting on the recent app and the back button at the exact same time, and then it takes them out of the setting. Now, if you got somebody who can read that, this is where you turn on the screen lock to unpin it. So basically how it happens is you click on the recent app button on the very bottom left-hand side, and what this does is it shows the recent apps that you've used. Now you see all of these up here. I've got all these apps, but if I was to scroll all the way up, now you see the pin. So if this is not the app that you want to use with pin windows, you go to that application or game, and then you hit recent apps again. So let's say we want to do it with the gallery. So here's the gallery, and I don't want people to get out of this application. And so if somebody is young and they want to check out the photos, just hit on the recent app button. Now that gallery is the very last one that was ever used. You scroll up and there's the pin. And now you can just hit on the start icon. So this is now locked. I can go back probably a screen, which is just basically showing off little images and things like that. But I cannot get out of the application, just so you guys know. So this is a way that they would always be checking out images or playing with games or doing whatever. They hit the recent app button, that doesn't work. They hit the home button, that doesn't work. The only thing that does work is by probably hitting the power button, but that's really it, and it goes right back into where you were. So if you want to lock somebody in an app to where they don't get out of it because you don't want them to get into other stuff and delete things, pin windows is the way to go. Now, the only way to get out of it is by pressing and holding on the recent app and the back button, and now it is now unlocked. Now remember, if they're old enough to read that, then set up a pin so they're not able to get out. Hidden feature number 6, it's not really so hidden that people know about it. It just happens to be where is it located and why is it sometimes on default of the off setting, which this one is now continuous swipe, or some people call it swipe, some people call it continuous input, and so this is where you'd be able to turn it on. So sometimes when you get a brand new Samsung device, this is not turned on right away. So what you want to do is actually right next to that little space bar, you press and hold, which my option there was the mic, which yours could be different. Whatever yours is for any of those little icons, press and hold on that icon, which is directly to the left of the space bar, and here's your options. So this is how you turn on the continuous input, or some people call swipe. Hit on the settings icon, and then you scroll on down to where it says the keyboard swipe. And so this is where you'd be able to have it as none. You can have continuous input, so you're able to swipe from letter to letter to letter, or the cursor control, which is how you'd be able to change the position of the cursor within the sentence just by swiping across the keyboard left and right. If you haven't played with this, you might as well try it on out because this one is actually pretty cool. But this is how you turn on the continuous input, aka swipe. And now this other one is the very last hidden feature of the Samsung Galaxy S7, and it is getting back the old stock music application for Samsung Galaxy devices. Now for me, I like the fact that Samsung and all the other carriers took away a lot of bloatware on the Samsung Galaxy S7, but one app that I did like, I liked the layout, I liked how it operated, I liked the way it looked, is Music app. So you can see right over here I have Music. So I can get right back into what I was used to on how everything looked instead of me using the Play Music application. So in order for you to find this, you actually just head over to where it says the Galaxy Essentials. Inside of Galaxy Essentials on the very bottom left-hand side, this is where you have the Galaxy Apps. Inside of Galaxy Apps is where you can search for music, and you'd be able to find it. Or in this screen, you can actually scroll on down, and you'd be able to find all these different applications. And on the very, 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 very bottom down there is the Music app that you'd be able to reinstall and download onto the phone, so you could go back into your normal Samsung Music application that you were probably used to from before. So that right there was 7 hidden features of the Samsung Galaxy S7. I hope you guys liked it. I can always come out with more. Maybe I'll make another one of 5 more hidden features or something like that, but I wanted the 7 to go along with the 7. So make sure you guys follow me on all my social media sites on the top, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure you guys subscribe to me here on YouTube so I can keep on making more videos for you guys. And I hope you guys like my content and my stuff. Outside of that, I will see you guys later.